The destruction of Herod's temple marked a major turning point for Jews and their claims to Israel. With the temple at the heart of their faith, they were now a nation without a home.
For Israel, the temple is not just a building. The temple is the place where God dwells. If you imagine that the temple is built out of stone that has to be dragged by human beings and constructed over a period of decades, and then is also the spiritual and cultural center of an entire nation of people, it was not just that a building was destroyed, it was that an entire people's way of life and their hope and their day-to-day worship was destroyed.
When the temple was destroyed, that suddenly stopped. We have been in exile for 2,000 years.
The destruction of the temple in the summer of the year 70 Common Era is the end of the Jewish state.
Jews were not welcome in the former lands of Israel and were scattered to the corners of the earth.
Diaspora it's a Greek word meaning dispersion of the Jewish people.
The destruction of the Second Temple is the beginning of that period of Jewish history known as the diaspora. It's the period when Jews were forbidden by law to live in Jerusalem. They scattered far and wide.
This is a very special history of a people who went to exile for the second time. They had already experienced an exile several hundred years earlier, but at the first exile they returned after 50 years. Here we are coming back after 1,900 years, let's say. Hopefully we will never experience such a traumatic event again.
Today, with the reestablishment of the State of Israel, the future of the Temple Mount is being debated. Will it remain a spiritual home to Muslims? Or will construction soon begin on a prophesied third temple?
The temple is the focus of our prayers. We mourn the temple's destruction.
We really kind of focus as Jews spiritually to the destruction of the Second Temple. This is about construction. And the Third Temple is integration. Everybody comes to the Third Temple.
The temple is the spiritual center of the Jewish people, and it is sort of like the soul of the Jewish people. In the same way that a person who is colorblind, you can't describe to him what red and green are, it's hard to describe exactly what we're missing because we haven't really experienced it in a long time.
Our prayers are always focused on the rebuilding of the temple. 7 times a day, in our official formal prayer services, we ask for the rebuilding of the temple. Now, if you would count the number of prayers that constitutes over the last 2,000 years, it's hundreds and hundreds of millions of prayers. It's billions of prayers. We are very focused on needing the temple.
It is a controversial question at the holiest site on earth.
On the Temple Mount cannot be any other house of prayer, just the house of God, the temple of God. Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock that were built on the location of the temple will be removed. We have very good engineers that will take them stone by stone and rebuild them back in Mecca, the most holy place of the Muslims. The Temple Mount will become again the location of the third temple.
Any idea of rebuilding the temple in human terms and political terms obviously would cause a lot of problems. I'm not looking to do it that way. This is The chief rabbi of Haifa some years ago said, when will we rebuild the temple? Is when the Arabs ask us to rebuild the temple. The building of the third temple is not divisive, but it will be unifying. It will be ending division. Right now, the idea of the third temple is really accepted and looked forward to by religious Jews and Christians. The Muslims, obviously not, but it's going to be for everybody. When the Muslim comes to the Holy Temple, the third temple, he is going to have a vision of Allah. Now, I don't know how that's going to be, but everybody who comes to the temple sees a revelation of God. So it's going to mean as much to him, to the Muslim, as it is to the Jew.
As with many aspects of life in Jerusalem, there is little consensus.
We really don't need it in order to keep Judaism as a spiritual, God-loving religion.
You get ideas like this, crazy ideas sometimes, thinking that things of the past, that we could just bring them back and reconstruct them again, things would be all right again. I have a feeling that's not the case.
We believe that Jerusalem must be considered as a World Heritage Site. Jerusalem must be open to different cultures. This is the only future that I see for Jerusalem, and I think that any other future for Jerusalem is very dangerous.
I don't know what the future of the Temple Mount will be, but it doesn't look good.
For first-century civilization, it was considered the world's most beautiful structure. Its destruction set the stage for 2,000 tumultuous years of Jewish history. Today, the Temple Mount remains at the center of conflict. With a new understanding of the Western Wall, Jews have survived another challenge to their place in this holy city. Moving forward, the treasures of the Temple past will continue to map this region's political future.
And I will say it, maybe some people will not agree with me. Thank God the temple was destroyed. And when we see it again rebuilt, I'm afraid that we'll come back to paganism. You didn't like it, did you?
I don't like it.
Good, that's good. To feel God, you need temple? I don't. I love God without it. Believe me, more. It is spiritual and not physical.